It is Friday, December 15th, and the Splash Zone is back in your life where I have my 4 favorite NBA player props for today's NBA betting slate. Again, we're talking Friday, December 15th. I have 4 plus money banger, true to the Splash Zone NBA player props for tonight. But before I can give you those, I do need to do a recap from yesterday, which was awesome. Yesterday was amazing. I gave out another 4 picks on this YouTube channel. I got all 4 of those picks to cash. We end the day up 5.25 units, going 4-0. Porzingis under cash, DeMar DeRozan under cash, James Harden 20 plus points cash, De'Aaron Fox 4 plus made 3-pointers cash, all 4 in the green. Awesome day. If you rode with me yesterday, would appreciate some love just to hype around that a little bit. That brings our total profit season to date up to 18.75 units of profit with an ROI of 16.22%. I'll admit I'm a little bit nervous following up a 4-0 day, but you know the best way to follow up 4-0 is to go 4-0 once again. That's what we're going to try and do tonight. Again, if you are not already, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like the video, comment, let me know your thoughts, and let's get wet. So our first play of the evening in the Pistons versus 76ers game, we're taking Tyrese Maxey, 30 plus points, plus 195 odds at FanDuel. Now I know I just had this play on Wednesday, and Maxey did not come through for us. But the fact that he had such a bad game on Wednesday honestly makes me like this one even more. It's the ultimate flip-flop method. These two teams played literally on Wednesday, and Maxey had his lowest point total of the season. He only scored 9 points on Wednesday against the Pistons, and that's actually the only time this year that he hasn't even gotten to double digits. And I looked this up. He's actually only gone under 20 points this year 4 times, and that includes the 9 points that he scored last game. Now on Wednesday, we went 2-1. Maxey was the only one that didn't come through for us. Let's hope he can right those wrongs today. Prior to the last game against the Pistons, again, where he only scored 9 points, Maxey had been playing really well. He had scored 30 plus points in 3 of his previous 5 games heading into the last game. And one of the games that he didn't get to 30 points was against the Wizards, in which he scored 24 points in 24 minutes of play. The Sixers were blowing out the Wizards so badly that he only played 24 minutes, and he still scored 24 points. The first time the Sixers played the Pistons this year, Maxey scored 29 points. So yes, he didn't quite get to 30, but it wasn't as though he had a horrible game, so I'm not projecting this to be a matchup issue for Maxey or anything like that, especially because generally the Pistons are the team that you want to target for opposing teams' point guards. They're literally the worst team in the NBA at defending the point guard in terms of scoring. That's why I was targeting Maxey on Wednesday in the first place. The Pistons allow the most points per game to opposing point guards. And even after Maxey's 9 points on Wednesday, still by a pretty wide margin. So I like backing Maxey in this one. Hopefully he can right Wednesday's wrongs and come through for us getting 30 plus points. Next up in the Pacers versus Wizards game, we're taking Tyrese Halliburton, 30 plus points, plus 155 odds at Bet Rivers. You can also get this at plus 140 at FanDuel if you are like me and don't really use Bet Rivers. But why not? Let's get weird and back both Tyreses to score 30 points. Similar to Maxey, Halliburton is somewhat on a cold streak as well, and his is a little bit more pronounced than Maxey's. So this is another situation, which I love to do on this YouTube channel, where I can fade recent events. Halliburton was on fire at the end of November, absolutely on fire, but he hasn't gotten to 30 points in his previous 4 games. He hasn't even gotten to 30. His main line over-under in the past 4 games has been 27.5. He hasn't even cleared that in the previous 4 games either. But prior to that 4-game stretch, he had scored 30 plus points in 4 of his last 5 games. So it's only natural for a downswing to happen after playing so well for, again, 30 plus points in 4 out of the last 5 games. Eventually, the other side of that is going to fall out. So I'm essentially calling my shot on Halliburton that things are going to start to swing back up the other way, and he starts scoring again. Luckily, the easiest way to break out of a scoring slump is to play against the Wizards. Literally the easiest matchup in the NBA. The Wizards have the worst defense in the NBA according to net rating. They also allow the most points per game in the NBA as well. Both these teams play at a super fast pace. It's a super high over-under. Halliburton should be able to have his way against this abomination of an NBA roster, hopefully getting us to 30 points as our second play. Next up, third pick of the evening in the Pacers versus another pick in the Pacers versus Wizards game, I should say. We're taking Bruce Brown, 2+ made, 3-pointers, plus 300 odds at FanDuel. So it's the same game, another angle in which we are backing the Pacers, specifically on offense. This time, we're backing Bruce Brown from deep. Similar to backing Halliburton to have a good game, this is a play because of how bad the Wizards' defense is. Now, if you just look at raw 3-pointers given up, the Wizards are actually middle of the pack in terms of just 3-pointers made allowed. But there's one area in which they are literally the worst in the league, and that is specifically against guards from deep. So overall, and this is mostly forwards and centers, but against guards, they're horrible at defending the 3-point line. According to props.cash, the Wizards are literally ranked 30th in the NBA. Now keep in mind, there are only 30 teams in terms of guarding the 3-point line, specifically against guards. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Bruce Brown is a knockdown shooter or anything like that, but he will at least shoot when he's wide open, and he should be wide open a ton against the Wizards. On the season, he's only made 2+ 3-pointers in 5 games. The last time he did it was on December 2nd when he did it against the Heat, when he had 4 in that game. So admittedly, it has been a little bit since he has made 2 3-pointers. But with that said, he's still chucking from deep. The past 2 games, he's attempted a combined 7 3-pointers and is averaging just under 4 attempts per game in the past 10 games. So it isn't as though he's completely stopped shooting. And the last time the Pacers played the Wizards, Bruce Brown attempted 8 3-pointers and he made 6. Now, I don't need him to have that incredible of a game from deep in this one. We just need him to make 2. And I would not be surprised if he had another good game against this joke of a Wizards team, hopefully cashing a plus 300 banger for us. And last up, fourth and final pick of the evening in the Rockets versus Grizzlies game. We're taking Dillon Brooks, 3+ made 3-pointers, plus 300 odds at FanDuel. So the last play of the evening, another pretty spicy one at plus 300 odds. So this is similar to the Bruce Brown one previously, where this is a matchup play against the Grizzlies. Now, unlike the Wizards, the Grizzlies defense isn't horrible overall. They're more middle of the pack, middle of the pack. But one area in which they are absolutely horrible on defense is defending the 3-point line. They allow the second most made 3-pointers in the NBA, but they allow the highest opponent 3-point percentage. So they're only 21st in terms of opponent 3-point attempts, but they allow their opponents to make such a high number of their 3-point attempts that they literally give up the second most made 3-pointers in the NBA. That's also true to the position that Dillon Brooks plays, which is shooting forward. That also holds true to forwards, and that's why we're targeting Dillon Brooks. The Grizzlies allow the most made 3-pointers specifically to shooting forwards in the NBA. Now, this is a revenge spot for Dillon Brooks, but I will admit in the 2 games previously that Brooks has played against the Grizzlies, I would have expected him to shoot way more than he did against his former team. The first time these 2 teams played, he went 0 of 5. He went 0 of 5 from deep, and then the second time he went 1 of 3. So he's only made a combined 1 3-pointer on 8 attempts in the 2 games. Overall, Dillon Brooks has only made 3 or more 3-pointers in 4 games this year. So again, it's not without risk. That's also why we're getting it at plus 300 odds. But given how poorly the Grizzlies guard the 3-point line and how much Dillon Brooks in general loves to fire away, and also how much Dillon Brooks loves to play the villain, I don't think he's going to go unheard from in the 3rd game against the Grizzlies. And it's also, again, a matchup play against a team that can't guard the 3-point line. So I think he gets there in this game. I think Dillon Brooks has a good game, cashing our 4th and final pick of the evening. And that's all we got. 4 picks for you guys to lock in, 4+ money bangers. Let's hope we can get at least 2 of them to cash and we will be profitable. Or if we can get one of the 3-point props to cash, we will be profitable as well. But we're really rooting for all 4. If that happens, we will be rich. And that's all I got. Appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and have a good one.